Hello and welcome to episode 27 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now, we're going to travel across to Tranquil River Bend after in the previous video going up and coming all the way down from Boggard. Yeah, and this is really quite dangerous area. Probably one of the hardest areas you can do in chapter 1, if not the hardest. Now you'll notice down here, our barony is out of reach. We've got an event here, or something's happened in the barony. We don't really know what's happened, but we can't do it until we're back within the kingdom boundaries. At this stage, that's and so. But it's not worth rushing back unless you've messed up with your dates and you know something terrible is going to have happened. It's not worth rushing back so long as you're. You know nothing bad is going to have happened. If we check our quest, we've still got days left for Ancient Curse, and so it might be something incredibly benign. It might just be a problem that's popped in that we've got till the end of the month to fix. And so, you want to minimize how much time you do back and forth. You can't get rid of it all, but the more back and forth you can eliminate, the more time you'll have for other things. Now, this is Tranquil River Bend. It's not a big map, but it's filled with dangerous enemies.
The world is full of wonder.
And so we are going to buff up. You can see here, Boggard's guard one. We've positioned just when we appear, they don't see us. Now we can just have a look. These got high strength, modest AC, and the savages have got slightly higher AC, slightly lower strength. They've got low initiative. The main problem is the savages will charge your back line, and that's really dangerous because by charging your back line, they will, hit somebody who is absolutely not prepared to be hit. So you want to kind of manipulate them to not do that. Okay.
I'll take care of
and
adventures call to them.
So what we're going to do, because of this backline charging,
What troubles you?
we are going to charge the one who charges. Now, we might be hit in this situation because charging gives that -2 penalty to AC, which is really quite punishing. But there we go. We've gone for Harem, and hopefully we'll be able to deal here. Or not. Wow. That's the AI.
Stand down.
So you really don't want to engage them without leaving at least someone behind who's going to take those hits. So let's see whether I can do this a little bit better. We're rather low on buff, so yeah. See whether I can go a bit better here. Where's the next lot?
To victory!
So there, yeah. Demoralize and demoralize. Let's not cancel that.
You offend me.
There we go. Let this play out. So great about real-time applause. You don't care about the misses, right?
You should have run.
I watch quite a lot of people play this game, and when they're playing turn-based, every single player is, I think, quite rightly affected by seeing misses constantly. When you're playing on a turn-by-turn basis, you're just going to encounter misses which just feel really painful. I'd rather play on real time with pause and not have to put up with that that feeling of irritation about misses.
So cute.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
I mean, a miss, that's probably, yeah, it's rolling really rubbish, but, that's the dice, isn't it? Let's just, hit on the next one. There we go.
Your time is over. You deserved it.
Do not falter.
The other thing I see on people playing real time with pause, most often people who then switch to turn-based is a frustration at the lack of control,
my time to
and
shine.
a lot of that comes down to the fact that the AI is always on, and maybe people who want to like real time with pause but don't want better AI, and
I'll share my path.
the AI is what it is, and it's not good. And so if you real time with pause is basically it's micromanage or
It's
not
time
at
to
all.
act.
I mean, I love micromanaging, but I can understand if people don't. So these
I am never wrong.
are going to cast burning arc, so we can completely new to that. We've got a new enemy here. It's Boggard Warden, who level 5 ranger, level 3 humanoid, AC 19, so again quite respectable. But if we just compare, let me bring this up. It's the scarred ones who hit hard, and because they've got barbarian levels, they use rage, so they hit even harder. Here we got ranger levels, so and a higher strength. But basically it's slightly tougher enemy. Although none of these enemies it's individually tough. The issue is overall, and of course the prophet. We haven't passed our inspect check. But level 4 sorcerer, so obviously they're going to be casting spells. Now there's two ways we can do this. One, we can send our leopard round here, which works quite well, because then he can come in from the side, and we can just hope that Valerie can deal with everything. What I don't want is anybody to get charged, so we're going to...
will prevail.
Here we go, and what I've forgotten to do, we're just going to cast Delay Poison Communal, because I don't want to get Monitor Lizarded.
Away, you rascal.
We should... No, we can't. I was going to say, we might be able to stop them getting through. We'll bring Valerie up. Mary, poison delayed,
Strike.
demoralize. Yes, this is our burning arc. Yeah, leopard made its reflex save, and everyone else has got fire resistance. So let's bring Harem up, and let's bring Mary up. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate here, but we're going to also try and demoralize the warden, and we're just going to leave the prophet to fire ineffective burning arcs at us. Cat hit. Let's turn that off. Tripped. Cat. Ooh, took some nasty hits. Yeah, so big attack bonus there. So poor cat.
What a waste.
Stay behind
It would be really nice
Stand down.
to give it that penalty.
Become as dust.
Any last wishes?
Hit another one. There we go.
Repent.
The problem with micromanaging the song like this is... Whoa! Spear with a ×3 critical hit. Let's just deal with this before we get turned to pulp.
Let us strike
And
as one.
Magic Missile will probably send her down. Let's see.
This will
Don't
hurt.
want that. Yeah, getting crit through blur.
What a waste.
Get
I can't keep this up much longer.
a whole 2 health.
Do not falter. Avenge me.
Yeah, and down. Yeah, so tough. Was not expecting to get hit for 55. If that hadn't happened, everything would have gone
Draws near.
exactly as planned.
Here,
Patience.
give
So-
the order.
Yes, I'm still here.
Let's just heal up, because... Yeah. Right, now that we go downstairs, we can use a few more of our spells. Because that's the problem, isn't it? Every time you
Was lost in thought.
you don't use your spells, you take damage. And if you use your spells, then you don't have them for later. The eternal dilemma. How's the cat? Right. I don't know why I'm still carrying around these Cure Light Wounds potions, because they are... But those were good rolls, so we'll burn through some of these. There. That was not a good roll. And down we go. Now it starts getting tough.
Rotus awaits
So.
us.
My skills are obsolete. I'm listening.
Friendship lasts forever.
Friendship lasts
Just
forever.
letting the ink dry.
Okay. I probably should have cut. Oops. Probably should have cast that beforehand. Can't remember whether they used Terrifying Croak or not. Come back. Pull forward. Position.
You will go.
Okay. Brutes. Yes. Not savages, but brutes. These are low. Low level. But they're often what happens is a savage hangs around back here ready to get you. There. Harem. Okay. That's okay. But that is not. We're just going to sneak around.
Become as dust.
They go down!
See, this was ideal here, because of course it's tripped as it charges past, which
Onwards!
suits me just fine. Let's see
This is where I step in.
if we
You
can.
offend me.
Okay. Harem, you're in a bit of pain there.
Stay behind me!
Your time is over.
We will...
Away, you rascal.
There.
Let us strike as one!
There.
Bring it!
If you can survive that initial, not quite knowing what's going to happen from everyone charging forward, you're golden. But on the other hand, if they do hit you, you're in for a pretty nasty time, because you'll notice I haven't prepared that back line with anything, really. They might as well not be wearing any armor, And some of them aren't wearing any armor.
I'll share my path.
The end draws near.
And this is a resource intensive. So
Patience.
there,
I am yours to command.
there. So profits with fire. That's okay. The main danger over here again. A what do you call it? There you can see charging. Who can hardly even see charging Valerie. Okay, that's fine.
Serves you right.
Actually prepared for that. See, the cat makes its reflex saves all the time, and this rubbish just doesn't touch it. I'm pleased with this one because did we cast fear for a reason? We don't want demoralize on because they're not doing. So what? Cat is shaken. Miri. Can't see. No, Valerie. Shaken. There. That'll wear off.
Do not falter.
And
This will hurt.
I'm sure that says spell failed, but still cast off magic missile. So it's relentless because of course there's a whole nother group up here.
Anything is possible.
How long have we got on stuff? Not too
I
long,
like I
and I
thought.
quite like to clear the whole area without
I am your shield.
turn base off without resting. So Savage, Scarred one, Savage. Come on. Where are you going? I want to wait for this charge timer to expire before doing anything.
You offend me.
You should have run.
Any last wishes?
And then we know. There. You can come in.
Tear them apart.
Are we going to go left or... I don't want to have to... Yeah, let's just go left. But Amiri. There.
They go down.
And attack. Problem is she's not enlarged, so
Time is over.
we lose out on that extra reach. She has to be in the front line, even if you really don't want her to be there. Because yeah, and also don't worry, I'm not picking anything up. It's my particular way of playing, which I consider to be more efficient, because every second you spend picking stuff up is a second
Adventures
which
are exciting.
is a second in which you are not fighting. So it's a second in which your buffs are expiring, which, you know, these at this level, this stuff does not last very long. You'll see we've even with the extend rod, Blur's, you know, half gone. Archon's aura is ticking down. You know, these things, you know, if you want to be efficient, you're gonna need to not just conserve your buffs, but when you have them up, you want to make the most
Is my time
use
to
of that
shine.
time. And picking up one thing doesn't seem like a lot of time, but picking up hundreds of items will add up. Okay, where are we going? Where are we going? Because there's going to be more. I'm actually going to pull back a little bit. Yeah. Attack. Warden, Savage, Scarred One, and the Monitor Lizard. Tripped. Archon's Dorad. Yeah, so went for Harem.
Ebbs low.
Away, you rascal.
Get a Demoralize in there.
Stand down.
Don't want to waste too much of this, but also I don't want Harem, who has armor class of rubbish. Might as well not be wearing armor. I don't want him to get turned into, chunks. But I've remembered to enlarge Amiri so she can at least fire from behind. We could swap Harem's weapon for the Mason Shield, which would increase his AC a little bit, but the swapping time, I'd rather he tries to hit. Anyway, Archon's Aura and having power attack and Shaken has debuff attack bonus, down by 6 points. If this was a player, I'd tell them to turn off power attack. There, okay. Making the most of everything. Cat is probably not attacking. And turn that off because we need it. Okay, now we've got the boss. And I'm gonna save because, there is no guarantee with this fight. Like, it is tough. Like, at level 6, this fight is tough, and we are not level 6. We are level 5, and nowhere near level 6. If we just scout forward a little bit, we can see we got a prophet, a savage, and we got this. Woo! Anything that says champion, you kind of know. There we go. High DC checks, but you see bark skin, lethal stance, so it's got barbarian levels, and power attack. So we are not going to use our usual strategy.
Sorry.
We're going to bring out the big tools. And we're just going to use everything we've got left. How's Cat doing for Shield of Faith? Well,
Yes, I'm still here.
let's hope this will allow it to take one hit.
Adventures call to them.
We'll recast.
The world is full of wonder.
How are we doing for blur? That's fine. We'll cope with that.
We should move.
And of course, Cat's Grace on the cat, which I didn't want to use early because I didn't want it to expire. But that should now, there we go, because of our nice dexterity bonus. And Harem, if you could just do us a solid, whoops,
Here
End draws near.
see.
and burn some 1 charges. There we go.
Each step brings us
Archon's
closer.
Aura.
What troubles you?
So,
I'm always ready.
going over there, gonna sit there, gonna
I've
sit
been
there,
told if someone annoys
gonna
you,
be down
I
here,
spray or polish
and
your
let's come
armor.
forward.
Just
Okay.
Why
like
my
me,
armor
Jack.
gleams as it does.
Anything is possible. A simple smile goes a long way.
Okay, sorry, me dropping my part of my.
No
Headset.
time for idling.
So obviously, this is the point where we bring out some some crowd control. You probably noticed I took web and I haven't used it at all. The reason I haven't used it at all is because it's annoying because you can't dispel it. But when you need it, it is,
Well,
MVP.
it's time to act. I am never wrong.
It's only going to last a minute, but we'll actually don't. So, greased. Oop, turn that off. And everyone webbed. Now, the idea is not that we trap everyone in the web permanently. If I wanted to do that, I would simply cast 2 more webs on top of them, which feels a bit cheap. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this to thin them out. And slow them down, and entangle them, and do everything we can just to keep
This is where I step in.
them trapped here. But I don't feel anything bad about casting casting 3 different debuffs like this. So what we want is our Boggard champion to come forward. So it is within range, and once it is, we will then, kill it. As I am about to kill this savage who has foolishly come up here.
Strike!
We'll debuff. We'll keep Alice's aura clear, i.e. not using anything, and we will just reposition after that. Everyone back, because what we don't want is really Amiri being charged. They can't charge through this terrain. But yeah, the power of crowd control. And of course you can do every fight like this if you want. Oh, go away with that.
Serves you right.
Try casting a spell in all this rubbish. So here it comes. The champion. Or not.
You deserved it.
Okay.
Don't hold back.
Spew some arrows in that direction. What's annoying is our buffs are of course ticking down, and we're not a range-based party. I haven't put lots of stuff into specking for doing lots of ranged damage. That's just
Any last wishes? This is where I step in.
you might as
You
well.
offend
No.
Your time is over. Strike's worth a legend.
I'll take that just to show. They should get a penalty here. I believe that's what's happening here. They get a penalty to their armor class if they're trapped in webs.
Away, you rascal.
You should have run.
I really want the champion to come out because
You lame.
I didn't want it to be this easy. There we go, kitty. Deal with that. Thank you. I don't just want to spew arrows. I shouldn't have cast entanglement
Serves you
on top.
right.
So if we have a little look, just stacks of rubbish on top. But you can check their saves. So, can we? Where am I looking? Yes, yeah, already missed it. So they got really high fortitude save, as you'd expect from some sort of frog barbarian. But this is low reflex save, and that's what's being checked with all these, all this crowd control that's sat on top of them. They, and if you fail the reflex save against the
Stand down.
grease. Sorry, if you pass one reflex save, you've then got to
Out of our story.
pass the other. So looks like it's about to make it out, which is good. I've been waiting for that. Okay, so what do we do now? Well, we hit it with the Hideous Laughter. And there we go. Knock down. And now we can kill it. We can rage up. Lindsay, have a song. And a shot. And we've still got one Hideous Laughter left if it gets back up. It's got damage reduction, but that's not going to help in this situation. Got this one coming along. But stuck. Some misses. Lovely.
Strike!
And now we can just enjoy, what's, let's turn off rage, be fatigued, but, not that bothered. Come on, buddy. Been humiliating you. Oh, don't go in there. Yeah. Web is great. Web is better than grease in many situations. Because it provides that debuff to
I need a challenge.
armor class. If I'm remembering that rightly, certainly in Wrath of the Righteous it does. You can hit things really easily when you're webbed. And of course we can send our leopard with its high dexterity to pick things up within this web. We get Amulet of Natural Armor +2. That's quite nice. Nothing enormously special. Because, of course, if we went in this without a spell like Freedom of Movement up, we'd really be suffering. But if you can, as you can see, that's it. That's the dungeon. So the rest of the video is just going to be me picking up stuff and maybe talking about some of the good stuff. But they've all got Masterwork clubs, which is why they hit so hard. That's why Valerie took that 55 damage earlier. This is from the Boggard Savage. Get a basically it's this Great Club +2. So we'll just collect all that. What's really good and why this is so worth it coming in here is that each of these prophets has both a ring of protection +1 and a cloak of resistance +1. Both of which are quite valuable, and also it means we can equip our whole team. So I believe that's everything down here. So we're just going to scoop up. We just leave these. They've been obviously farming monitor lizards. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the story of this area. Not that I know the story of this area. You've just got to sort of extrapolate from what you see. So underground, we've got this, Boggard Warren, where all these Boggards are living, and they're obviously been here quite a while, and they've been farming things, they've been collecting junk, and they've got a big champion, and they've got prophets and wardens. Clearly, they've been here a while. And you might not have noticed it as I was rushing through the upper part, the above ground part, but there seem to be various tents. So a couple more rings, a couple more cloaks, and there were actually some human bodies there, which I will point out. I think that's just sneezing off mic. Yep. So there's tents. And in the description, it describes it as one of the few places where it's nice to set up camp. Nice to one of the few nice places in the whole of the Solar Lands. And so if there's tents and if there's bodies and there are boats as well up along the river, it seems that a group of travelers pulled up in what seemed like a really nice place, and little did they know that lurking beneath the surface, here, see these tents, see these boats, this camp, lurking beneath the surface was this Boggard Warren. I don't know what if I bring up the map, will it tell us? Yeah, into the cavern is all it says. This Boggard cavern. More prophet stuff. More masterwork equipment. There we go. So quite pleased to be able to do that in one go, above ground and below ground. Obviously, that comes with quite a lot of practice. I've done this part of the game sort of 20, 30 times, so I know exactly what's down there and what particular moves they pull on you. So these boats here, dead people. And there were some dead Boggards as well before we came here. Diamond dust, nice. You can come here earlier and not fight these, and you can just loot this corpse because it has these, which are flaming nunchaku. So this does a lot of damage because it does that +1 d6. If you come here. And you remember there were Boggards here, and they walk back and forth on a path like this. If you wait for them to walk that way, just run in, grab it, and scarper. And you can always reload if it messes up. I've missed something. And they are very valuable if we have a little look. So that's 2,000 gold, approximately. That's a lot of gold. So if you're willing to come here early on, grab them, sell them, buy a nice headband if you'd like it, buy a different weapon if you'd like it, or use them if you're a monk, or for some reason you've maybe for role-playing reasons or some reason I'm not aware of, you've taken like exotic weapon proficiency nunchaku, then see, it's not going to make a difference. We are stuck
dangers don't frighten me.
at medium encumbrance. That's okay. It's not that far to go back. So I think we've got everything. It's just one of the prices you pay. I want to carry all that equipment back. I want that gold. I don't really want to have to come back here, grab a load of heavy stuff, and go back to the capital at a later date. So we will suffer our 83% move speed. And we can't claim this because it's out of our kingdom. Just reasons why I'm not going for this stuff. We need to add North Nile marches to the barony in order to be able to claim that sort of stuff. This is Bold Hilltop, which Jod and Tristan were talking about.
Tree we set our camp.
Ooh! Right. Scripted random encounter. This is the next big thing. I almost just said exactly what it was, but you'll see it. You'll see it right now. Okay, what have we got here? We have got trolls fighting bandits. And the thing to draw your attention to is these are called trolls, and this one is called branded troll. And it's got a little brand on its back. Someone has branded this troll. Now, we've got almost no buffs at all. What we do have is acid more, and trolls can only be killed by fire or acid. I think that's common knowledge about trolls. They got regeneration 5, acid, fire. In a previous video, I fought the man-eater troll, which I talked a little bit about this. They hit hard, they've got high hit points, they got regeneration, their AC is rubbish, but you do not want to get hit by these things. We can CC the whole area if we want, but I'm going to just cast some basic stuff as much as we can. Not much though, is there?
Adventures.
Lindsay, see whether you can thin them out a bit. It's a necromancer over here. Turn that off. Go for it, Lindsay. Not very effective. Just come back. And, I mean, really, they've taken almost no damage from those bandits. So we're just going to use the opportunity to... There. And we'll flick onto Acid Splash, obviously. Stick that there, Lindsay. And that's it. Looks like we got to commit. Not much song left. See whether we can do this without falling in our own grease. A very tricky thing to do.
This will hurt.
Any last wishes?
We'll see where they're coming first. Okay, 2 down. That's good. Yeah, I don't use grease very much because it's a level 1 spell, and without heightening it, things. There we go. 1 down. Now, the reason we can do that is because we're doing we should be doing acid. We should have done acid damage to it, meaning its regeneration is turned off, meaning it can be killed. Okay, there. Ooh, kitty. You get hit a couple of times, yeah.
You should have run.
And again, see whether we can do this quickly.
Become as dust.
You can see Acid Splash is doing acid damage. Okay. Now this is our branded troll. And we're in a little bit of a situation that it stood in the grease. And they've got reach. So... But also flat out.
This strike, my masterpiece.
Okay, and we're actually going to pull back because I don't want to wander Valerie, who has a... If we look, Valerie, you do not have a particularly good reflex save. You might end up in the grease. And just gonna pick you up while we wait for this troll to come back online. Go on, kitty. Easy peasy. For one we weren't expecting. So this is our first encounter with a branded troll. And I couldn't really show it, you know, in the heat of the moment, but the idea behind these branded trolls is that for some reason, maybe I can scroll back through. Branded troll. Information updated. Here. Yeah, see it doesn't say it. But for some reason they're not affected by fire. Okay? Trolls hate fire, they hate acid. However, the branded ones, not the regular ones, can't be killed with fire. They can only be killed with acid. So there's something very odd going on with these trolls. Someone has branded them and rendered them immune to one of the most potent weapons against their trollish regeneration. So let's just bring everyone back, and we're going to head back to the capital. And I think I'll call the video here. Suspect this has been over our time, but I think that's enough. I think a nice introduction to something, you know, to these branded trolls who, and that's not the first one we're going to be encountering. There's something very odd going on here. Anyway, see you in the next video.